Aloha. Hi, my name is Anchi, and we are here from
Aloha Sanctuary.
Hello, Aloha from Aloha Animal Sanctuary. Welcome. We are on the island of Oahu in Hawaii, and we're so excited to show you today some of our residents and around a bit of the sanctuary. But my name is Anchi. I'm one of the co-founders of the sanctuary, and I also have Jessica and Hannah with me, who are also co-founders, and we all manage the sanctuary together. Though we are totally 100% volunteer run. So it's the whole sanctuary here is just a testament to the community coming together and building it from the ground up. And we actually just started, we're relatively new. We opened to our first resident, Haku, who you'll meet in just a moment, on January 1st of 2019. So we're just about a year and a half old. All right, welcome. Let me see if I can flip this around. Okay, so we're gonna meet Haku, our resident, first. So we're right now down in our sanctuary pasture. And let's see, we have Haku here. Haku was our first resident at the sanctuary. We're gonna feed, so we are in Hawaii, so we actually grow papayas on the property, and they're a favorite treat with the animals.
He loves papaya.
Haku loves papayas. We have some tropical piggies here, loving the tropical feast. Yum, yum, yum. You can tell when he's really happy, his ears get all perky and perked up. But like I said, Haku was our first resident here, and so he was, when our sanctuary opened as of January 1st, 2019, it was actually just Haku here so far. And we found Haku actually, so we were wanting to build the sanctuary, and we found Haku and rescued him actually before the sanctuary even opened, but we were able to negotiate with the farmer who had him. He was going to be sold for slaughter. But through some pleading and negotiations, we were able to have the farmer keep him until we actually were able to get the sanctuary up and running. So I always think of Haku as like kind of the catalyst, like that gave us that last push to really get things done. And so we knew we had like 6 weeks to get everything rolling. And so when we opened our doors, Haku was here. So he's definitely like our ambassador. He's such like a goofy and fun-loving guy. He loves belly rubs, loves eating grass, loves eating papayas, as you can tell. All right. Oh, looks like we have somebody else coming down. It's kind of hard to see through we have a thick brush. Hi, Haku. Hello. All right, we're gonna go say hi to Eleanor over here. I have some more apples too. Here you go, Haku. Apples are also a favorite. Haku. Hi, you want your apple? Oh, sorry. So at our sanctuary here at Aloha Animal Sanctuary, we have pigs, we have goats, we have chickens, we have ducks. Today we'll be meeting mostly the pigs, and maybe we'll see some goats as well. We're actually prepping today for a hurricane that's supposed to be coming tomorrow. So after this tour, all of us are, gonna get ready for that. So it's a busy day today, just prepping. But this is Eleanor. She is our senior pig here. She's living out her golden years, living her best piggy life. And she was rescued from a severe neglect case where she was just in a tiny concrete pen, didn't have like any adequate sun protection. You can see there's like white on her head and back, and that's actually because when she came to us, you know, her skin was just so sensitive, and from just like years of being in the sun, as you can imagine, it's pretty hot here and sunny here on the island. So we actually make, one of our volunteers, Amy, makes a piggy sunscreen. So it's pretty awesome. Eleanor gets sunscreen applied every day, so to protect her from the Hawaii sun. The elements, yes.
Did you talk about what year we accepted Haku with?
Yes, that's our question. Yes, January 1st, 2019. So yeah, we're just about a year and a half old. And since then, we've just been steadily growing with the help of like an amazing community. Oh, Haku's coming over to see what's going on. Hi. Oh, Hello. Hi.
She's like, where's my tree?
Yeah.
I get some more trees. Okay, should we go up?
Yeah, we'll walk up.
We're gonna go this way. Across the.
Haku's like, I'm gonna follow you. All right, we're gonna wander over here. All right. So the sanctuary area, we're relatively, as you can imagine, on an island, it's a little harder to get a really huge piece of land because space is limited here. So we're on a 2-acre property. We're definitely a smaller property size than a lot of sanctuaries on the mainland, but we're maximizing it as much as we can and making it rescue as many animals as we can sustainably, so each gets a great quality of life here. All right, we're gonna walk up. This is our animal alleyway. I think we might see a rooster, some chickens walking up with us.
Oh yeah, we have a lot of wild chickens and roosters on Hawaii. If you've ever visited, you might have seen them around. And so when we moved into this property, actually they were already living in it. So they're the first true residents.
Hi. Okay. Just going up Animal Alley. Sorry, Hannah. Pigs haven't eaten down this grass quite yet. All right, we're gonna walk inside here. So we're going into another pig enclosure area. So this is another area that the pigs have access to. Oh, I see Yoru running over to say hello. So, oh my gosh, Yoru loves belly rubs.
Oh yeah. Favorite.
So Yoru is what many would call, a feral pig on the island, but we like to call her a Polynesian pig because we think feral kind of has sometimes a lot of negative connotations about being maybe like aggressive or mean. Oh, here's Charlotte. But Yoru, as you can see, since day one, has just been the friendliest, most social little girl ever. And she was found as an orphan on a hiking trail here in Hawaii. And basically she was going up to hikers, people were taking selfies with her, and she was getting like treats and food and sustaining herself that way as a little piglet, very street savvy little piglet. But obviously, while that's very cute, when she's young, the community reached out to us because, especially here as she gets bigger, that people might think she's a threat, or also it's just in areas people hunt pigs here, so that would be really dangerous for her.
Thank you. We have a question. It says, how did you guys decide to open a sanctuary together?
Yeah, that's a good question. So actually, we all met doing animal rights activism together. When we decided to start working on building a sanctuary, we actually really barely knew each other. We just knew that we'd maybe known each other for like 2 months or something like that. But we knew that we all had the same values and the same mission to creating a space for farmed animals to come and live out their life without being exploited, without being oppressed. So luckily, a year and a half later, we still really like each other. We get along, right? So it was a risk, but now we're all best friends, and that's how we met each other. And I guess it was basically almost 6 months later after we met that the sanctuary was open. This is Paxton. So like Yoru, he is a wild pig on Hawaii, but he actually has a really really sad but now like inspirational story. He's just been with us for about, about two and a half months now. Yeah, and he was found by just like a local lying on a beach, in a beach
shot in his foot, so you can see that it had some old swelling in it too.
Yeah, so somebody probably maybe was like hunting and they shot him and totally shattered the bones in his foot, and but then left him there, and he basically was just slowly starving to death. And when he was found, he couldn't even get up anymore. He was covered in parasites, lice, ticks, starving. When we brought him to the sanctuary, we honestly, like, we didn't know if he was gonna make it. We had to hand feed him because he couldn't even stand.
We had to give him bed baths. It was crazy because we just brought this pig in, and you know, from the wild, he had tusks, and we were like giving him bed baths, and but he was always so nice right from the beginning, right? Like he always wanted love, so we gave it to him.
Eventually, after hand feeding him while he was just laying there, he got the energy to stand back up, and he's just really made a miraculous recovery. Is so resilient. So we're just super proud of Paxton for his perseverance, and
so incredible.
And we just actually recently, he was introduced to Charlotte and Yoru. So he's just kind of getting used to being with them, getting to know them, and he's doing great.
We got another really good question. It says, how do you choose which animals to save?
Oh, yeah.
That's a really hard, that's probably one of the toughest parts. Yeah.
Of what we do. We just try to focus on animals who don't have any other options, really. As we've gone on, in the beginning, it was kind of a first come, first serve, but as we've grown and developed, we get a lot more requests. And so we've really had to prioritize animals with disabilities, animals who are injured, and don't have any other options. So they get top priority now.
Yeah, that's definitely a tough part.
Hardest thing in the sanctuary.
Should we walk? Oh yeah. So we actually just fundraised, and this barn was just completed. Really.
Added some paint.
Yeah, it's already been. Our pigs have already left their mark. It was just painted like last week. So, but this was a huge, really exciting thing that we just added to the sanctuary. But we'll go over now and meet some more residents. We have a lot of, we mentioned before, like we have a lot of, there's wild chickens on the island, and a lot of them have made the sanctuary their home. So they're not official residents, but they come and go on the property as they like. I guess they realized that it was a safe space for them. I'll have to get the door. All right. We're gonna walk over here and meet one of our newest members who we're actually looking to find another home for, because like I mentioned before, we are limited in space here. So if we can, we do find homes, especially for, so this is Polycana. It's hard to even get a view of like how big she really is, but she's such a little, well, maybe you can tell with Hannah. But Polycana has just been here for about almost 2 weeks now, but we think unfortunately somebody abandoned her on our property. She also is a wild pig, and unfortunately, like, we get contacted a lot about wild pig babies that are orphans on this island, but we are looking for a forever home for her. She's so sweet.
Oh, so somebody asked about the zoning in Hawaii to have a sanctuary, and says it looks like there are houses across the street. So that is one interesting aspect of our sanctuary, is our zoning is country zoning. And then actually this is a unique sanctuary because we're right next to residential lots, which we actually like because we feel like it provides us with more eyes on our sanctuary. So we worked really hard to be really good friends with all our neighbors, and a lot of them are Patreon members and help donate monthly and help us here. So we really worked hard to get our whole community involved, and I love the sanctuary as much as all of us do. Just to meet the goats too.
Yeah.
So, and then somebody also asked what happened to Paxton's tusk, and so we had those
All right, so we're going into this area where we have Elsa here, and this is actually her baby, Billy, or Pili, his Hawaiian name. And Elsa was actually rescued from a dairy farm in December. And there's Anna and Elsa were both rescued together. And when we rescued them, we actually had no idea. Also, Pili's only 2 months old, if you can believe it. And we rescued Anna and Elsa. We had no idea that Elsa was pregnant. Pili's still like super playful and loves to jump up. Hi, Mama and baby. So we're just super happy that Mama and baby get to live out their lives at the sanctuary. So Pili was born just, I think about like 2.5 months ago, maybe almost 3 months ago.
He's already so big. He's probably gonna be the biggest one.
Yeah, it's amazing. He's almost as big as his mom now.
Too big to do this.
Yeah. And then we have Vaipuna in here as well. And Vaipuna is the black goat eating in there. And Vaipuna was, she was rescued off of, well, we think she was stolen actually from the mountains here, her and her siblings, and they were being sold on Craigslist. And somebody intervened and then reached out to us because they couldn't keep her. And we were just really excited that she could come here. She was fostered by one of our garden leaders, Brian, and he like bottle fed her because she was only like a week old when we took her in, but he brought her home, had her in diapers, fostered her, bottle fed her until she was ready to come here to the sanctuary.
And then just another thing, so some of the wild animals we have in Oahu, we actually have obviously a lot of wild chickens and roosters. We also have wild goats, wild cattle, and wild horses. A lot of people don't realize that. So they live over in the mountains.
Hi. All right, we're just gonna, hi goats. As you can see, it's a beautiful, shaping up to be a beautiful day. Hard to realize that there's gonna be maybe a hurricane coming. All right, we're just gonna meet one more resident before we have to wrap up. And you can see our garden leader did an amazing job, Brian. He's planted like lots of fruit and banana trees. This is my husband, and I have a newborn baby. But this is Fern. So Fern is a Muscovy duck, and she just got her little wheelchair in recently. So she's still learning, and we're getting her used to it and practicing using it. But when she came to us, she didn't have the use of one of her legs. So she still manages to hop around, but we're excited for her to try out and get used to using a wheelchair so she can be even more mobile and just kind of take the weight off of her one foot.
So show some of our bananas that we have too. Another really big important thing that we're trying to do is build a garden with lots of like, maybe even Brian would want to come and talk about it. The gardening that he does.
Yeah, I think we just have like a minute left that we'll wrap up with. Yeah.
So the whole sanctuary is all run by volunteers, so we have had a lot of amazing volunteer days that have also focused on planting food that we can feed for our volunteers, for our community, and for the residents here. So bananas have been one of the most productive things we have so far, but we have some other things growing too, like some Polynesian plants like the ulu tree and like sweet potato uala. There's kalo growing here too. We've harvested a little bit, but mostly the bananas have been really productive.
And they're amazing treats for the animals. The animals love them. Yeah. Okay, well, thank you so much for joining us today. Let's see. We can get this. And we're just really happy that you tuned in. And thank you so much for Lancaster Farm Sanctuary for putting this together. We're super honored to be a part of it. And yeah, follow us on Instagram, Aloha Animal Sanctuary, if you want to learn more, www.alohasanctuary.org. And we have a Patreon. There's many ways to support us. We're super thankful and grateful for every donation. It goes straight to the animals. Like I said, we're 100% volunteer run. But thank you so much, and we hope everyone just has a fabulous rest of your day.
Thanks for joining us on the Great Farm Sanctuary.
Yeah, thank you for joining us. Thank you.
There you go.